I've grilled a beautiful piece of swordfish here with a very hot, spicy yogurt sauce. Very simple to make. Here is how I do it. Trim off any skin that you have on the swordfish and cut 2 steaks about 1 inch thick. Sprinkle them with the herb de Provence, then drizzle with oil and rubbing it well all over. Cover with plastic wrap and let them sit in the refrigerator until ready to cook. When you're ready to cook them, remove the plastic wrap and season the steak with pepper and salt on both sides. Arrange them on a preheated grill or hot, very hot grill pan. They'll cook for about 2 minutes on each side. When cooked, remove them from the pan and set aside in a warm place while you make the sauce. Now for the sauce, smash the garlic and add it to the small bowl of a food processor. Coarsely chop half of a jalapeno and add it also. Now peel, slice, and smash maybe about 1 inch piece of ginger. Tear off like 1/3 of a cilantro leaves. Tear off mint leaves as well and add it, all of that to the processor. Season with salt and process. Scraping down the side of the bowl occasionally until all of the ingredients are finely chopped. Spoon the yogurt in, process again until completely mixed. Now transfer the spicy yogurt sauce into a bowl, and that's it. Serve the swordfish safe with the sauce and garnish with a sprig of mint for a delicious swordfish with spicy yogurt sauce. And I'm cooking many more dishes with fish today, from easy to elegant. This is essential Pépin. You know, I like the fish. I like fish because I live close to the sea and we have fish at my house at least once, sometimes 3 times a week. And today we're going to do baked mackerel with potato and onion, very rustic type of dish, seafood with handkerchief, very elegant, and a poached trout in vegetable broth. But this is a very kind of country, rough dishes of mackerel with potato and onion, and so it's not the type of very elegant dish that you have in big restaurants. And I start by slicing the potato here. You wash them after, you don't really have to, but it takes some of the starch out of it. And put them directly in a large gratin dish, this way. We're going to cook that first, and we'll cook the fish after on top of it. And then I'm going to do some onion with that. A bunch of onion. Okay. And then we're going to put tomato on top of this. Covering it. Here we are. Bit of salt, pepper. So, I mean, you could do that type of gratin and just eat that by itself. You know, it's not... Okay. I'm going to put a bit of salt and pepper on this. Good. A bit of chicken stock here, about half a cup. A good dash of a good dry wine like this. And maybe some savory. Bit of olive oil on this. And that goes into the oven for like an hour. Okay. Now here is the base of my gratin. You can see the potato are basically cooked. Tomato. So now this is going to be a bed for the mackerel. I have here those Spanish mackerel. I'm going to remove the head. Really need the head and the tail. Okay. Cut a little bit of this. Those are small Spanish mackerel. They're about, you can see about 8-10 ounce piece. Smaller, bigger, even a larger mackerel that you can cut into slices will work perfectly fine too. What we want to do in that beautiful silver skin, we want to do a couple of incisions like this. Same thing on the other side. That would help in the cooking. I did those already, and that's basically it. As you can see, kind of very country dish. A bit of salt on top of it. A little bit of herbe de Provence, a mixture here. Flavor. A dash more of olive oil. Never hurt. And maybe a little dash more of wine too. Not going to hurt. Here we are. And that's going to go under the broiler, not too close to the broiler. You want the skin to blister and cook from underneath as well. About 10 minutes. Well, I'm going to cut a little bit of parsley as a garnish on top. Rough cut like this. This is a rough dish. And we have about 8-10 minutes to wait, so the best thing to do is to enjoy a glass of wine while you're waiting. That's the beauty of cooking in the kitchen with wine. A nice rustic dish. You can see a bit of the juice here in the bottom. You can moisten your fish on top. A little bit of parsley here. Again, this is kind of home style, maybe even a little bit of fleur de sel, that very coarse salt goes on top, which is crunchy. You can even have a dash of oil on top again. That's it. Simple dishes are often the best, and I'm going to taste that. See, the flesh is very moist here. Just barely cooked at the bone. That's what you want. I want potato with that. Love potato. Hot. Very hot. This is the baked mackerel with potato and onion. I'm going to be seafood with handkerchief. I call it handkerchief. Actually, it's pieces of pasta that I'm going to roll. I'm actually use wonton skin. I'm going to roll and place them on top of the seafood. The type of dish which is just about the opposite of, a simple mackerel with the potato and all that in the oven. This is pretty elegant and a bit different. So you want to wet those wonton skin, and in between this, I'm going to put a few leaves of that beautiful watercress that I have here. Sometimes I've done it with basil. You can do it with one or the other. Let's say those are large leaves, so 3 of them should be plenty. I put this one as a sandwich on top of it to glue it together. Those are wonton skin about 5-inch diameter, and I'm going to roll them to about 7-8 inch, and when they cook, they will get another couple of inches even bigger. So they do expand. So here we go. I mean, it's basically water and flour. Wonton skin. You can use a regular pasta dough. Now, I say that will expand again as it cooked. So you can see that gets much bigger than that one. And now I probably would want to cook that at the last moment. Drop them in boiling water about a couple of minutes and they are cooked. And basically, see, when they are cooked, that's how they are. I put them in cold water, so as you can see, they expand even further. In there we have oyster, bay scallop, salmon, we have scallion, and pepper here. I'm going to peel a little bit of that yellow pepper. Makes it more delicate, much more delicate when you peel it. I need a julienne of it, about half a cup scallion here. And then here, I have some Pacific oyster. I mean, there is like probably 40 different type of oyster in this country. On the East Coast, from even oyster in Connecticut, in Brantford, Connecticut, I get the local oyster there. But otherwise, Long Island and so forth. Those are Pacific, a bit like the Kumamoto. And there is different way of opening it. I like this one. Usually people do it at the end here, like this, applying pressure, lifting up, and cutting the abducting muscle here. But here. In France, for some reason, don't know why, but usually we open the oyster from the side. But I am used now more to cut it at the end. Okay, olive oil in there. And I'm going to saute, my olive oil is really hot, the scallion. Okay. The pasta will take about 1.5 minutes to cook. This will take a couple of minutes to cook. So that works out together. As you can see, I have scallop here, and those are best scallops. And on the best scallop, sometimes there is a tiny white, which is the abducting muscle, which is making hole to the shell. Now, you know, you don't have to remove it, but it's a bit more elegant. However, if I were to do a mousse or something ground, then of course I would not remove it because you're going to ground it. But here, you know, it's a bit more elegant. This will cook in like second. I have a nice piece of king salmon here. Okay, we're gonna pause this. This is cooked enough, really. With some vermouth, white vermouth. But I can't put my fish in there. The scallop. Oh, we're gonna put all of it. And even the juice of the oyster, but not really the oyster. I'll put the oyster at the end so that I can see what we call the mantle around. Just when it frills, start frilling, that's cooked enough. It cooks very, very fast. So we have salt there, of course. Pepper. Oh, even a little bit of white wine with the vermouth. That's it. A beautiful color, as you can see here. We taste this. That's it. Add a bit of olive oil, and at the end I will put a piece of butter in it to finish a natural sauce. I'm going to cover this, bring to a boil, and frankly I think I could cook my pasta now. So I'll put it in there. And you see the side that it has, it's going to expand even more. Here we go. You can see in there, if I leave that up, I mean, even those leaves of watercress have expanded quite a bit. Yeah, you can see that the salmon here is still the raw color of the salmon and a bit more whitish on the side, which means the protein coagulating. But this is even half raw like this. I like it. So, I think we finish it up. Couple of pieces of butter. We let it come to a strong boil so we will emulsify. Then maybe I put my oyster in it now. Cover them 1 more second maybe, so it's steam on top, so the oyster steam a little bit on top. Yeah, this will be cooked enough. Right, that's it. It's enough. Just enough of a boil here, it will emulsify the butter in it. My stew here. See, I have it here for good 4, 5 people, a bit of the juice, and then I'll put the pasta on top. Really want to make it drain. So the handkerchief is on top. Maybe a tiny dash of olive oil on the pasta on top here. And why not? Maybe another extra leaf of watercress, since this is what we started with. And this is it, the seafood in handkerchief. I'm gonna make poached trout in vegetable broth with a special taste to the dishes that you had when you were a kid. You know, I live far from the sea in France, and basically the fish we had was usually trout or smallmouth bass or other type of pike, you know, the fish from the river. And that certainly was a classic dish, you know, that you had in restaurant too, a fresh trout that we poached in a vegetable broth. You poach them whole, and then after that you bone them out after, you know, which is what I'm going to do today. So the trout, I mean, you can get them from a different part of the country, but try to get them from a reputable place. Well, this is hot. I'm putting about a cup of water here, and I have onion in there. We're gonna put white wine in it. This is the classic broth, you know, to poach fish. 1 bay leaf, spring of thyme, and a little bit of what we call mignonette. I mean, mignonette is actually a crushed pepper, you know, so can cut it with the back of a skillet. This is what you use when you do a steak au poivre, you know, you crush this and you dip your steak in it. Freshly cracked pepper has a lot of taste. So here it is in there. I have a scallion. And maybe carrot, thinly sliced. And you can poach, you know, from a piece of salmon to anything in there. And then use the broth itself. Often I use the broth, that's what we're going to do here. Serve the broth. You enrich the broth with a dash of olive oil and a little piece of butter. Where I have, salt in there. Of course, no pepper because I have the cracked pepper. And that should come to a boil and boil a minute. In fact, what I should have, I could have the skin of this lemon or lime. I could use a vegetable peeler like this, give me that type of thing, or maybe a stripper like this, you know, to give those. That will give me nice taste in it, one or the other, but I'm putting both. And actually maybe even a little bit of the juice here. Okay. So that will cook for like a minute or so, and then we can put our fish in it. I have 2 trout here. Those trout are about, well, they're close to a pound each. And we'll serve like half a trout per person. And basically, I don't really need the head. I'll go underneath here to remove the head, you know, and the tail. I have 2 potatoes here. I want to put that to give a bit of richness to the stock. So those are cooked potatoes, as you can see, totally cooked. We're going to peel them. When you peel a potato like that, often you don't really pull out the skin as you would, you scrape it in the best way. Cut those potatoes like that in slice, and you put a couple of slices under each of the trout. Now I'm ready for the trout. You can see my stock. Beautiful large trout. You want to cover them, let them boil gently for about 8 minutes until, you know, you can push. You can always try with the point of your knife to push to see if it's separate from the bone. You don't want to have them overcooked, but you want them cooked so they can be separated from the bone. Well, yeah, it's just about cooked in the center. rather keep it slightly undercooked than overcooked. So I am going to remove them to clean up the trout now. Certainly in a normal situation, you would want maybe to let it cool off a little bit. But the first thing you do is to remove the skin, and you start usually at the belly. You see the skin. You're gonna scrape. You know, if I have a trout which is a raw trout, when I take the fillet out, as often people cut the fillet out, there is a lot of very tiny bone in it, and they are very difficult to remove. Same thing in herring and all that. When you cook them like this, they just slide off the bone. I'm gonna turn the other side, yeah. Whoop. Gently. Scrape. Now, you see from the center here, there is a line. You can cut there and pull out the flesh. See, I pull out the flesh, I can see my flesh here is still slightly underneath in the center. You can see that here, slightly raw. It's fine with me. Now the same thing here, you know, I don't cut it, I pull it out like that. I mean, push it off. And all of those bone, you can see here, all of the carcass stay there. There is a series of bone straight up here. And you take the end of it, and again, now do it this way. And you will have a series of bone here on the side. So that will be totally bone out. So there, if I were to redo that old trout, I would put that back on top. It's back there. That's it. So my trout would be basically reconstituted whole like this. That would be plenty for like 2 people here, because half a trout per person. I would have my potato, which should be warm, which they are still lukewarm. And then I will put my trout on top here. Reconstitute the trout. That piece is for the chef. That's it. And now, out of that, I'm going to remove the bay leaf and the thyme. Maybe just a little touch of white wine at the last moment to give it a bit of a zip. Then you want to cook that on high, like a bit of olive oil and butter to emulsify the fat at the same time in the liquid, you know. You bring it to a boil. That's a very delicate taste. Let me see. Delicious. Okay, that's basically it. Remember, all of your vegetables are cooked here. Maybe a little bit of chive too, that on top. And this is it. A very classic dish, the poached trout in vegetable broth. I think I made some beautiful fish dish today. And there is a special taste to those food and dishes that your mother cooked or you had as a child. And this is what you have to do. You have to create those dishes to build the memory for happiness and for your children. Happy cooking! Happy cooking!